Big engines, loud pipes, zero apologies. This is muscle car royalty. We're counting down the top 10 muscle cars of all time. Not just the fastest or rarest, but the ones that defined power, freedom, and rebellion. Strap in, because the king of muscle waits at number 1. Starting off at number 10, the 1978 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am. It wasn't the fastest, but it was the coolest, thanks to Smokey and the Bandit. Under the hood, a 6.6-liter V8 putting out around 220 horsepower. But this car wasn't about raw numbers. It was about attitude, style, and swagger. Screaming chicken on the hood. T-tops. A growl that shook the streets. The Trans Am brought muscle into the late 70s and became an instant American icon. Number 9. The 1964 Pontiac GTO, the one that started it all. Before the GTO, big engines stayed in big cars. Pontiac changed that by stuffing a 389 cubic inch V8 into a mid-size Tempest. Up to 348 horsepower and a whole lot of attitude. It sold like crazy and lit the fuse for the muscle car explosion of the 60s. No GTO, no muscle car era. Number 8. The 1968 Dodge Dart GTS 440. Now this is what happens when engineers go rogue. Chrysler dropped a massive 440 cubic inch Magnum V8 into a compact Dart body. The result? One of the most dangerous street cars of the late 60s. Dodge never officially rated it over 375 horsepower, but ask any drag racer. This car was lethal. Lightweight. Brutal. Built for straight-line destruction. It wasn't refined, it wasn't subtle, but it didn't care. Coming in at number 7. The 1973 Pontiac Firebird Trans Am SD 455. As emissions and fuel crises started choking muscle cars, Pontiac delivered one last uppercut. The Super Duty 455 was a hand-built engine with forged internals and a beastly rumble. Rated at 290 horsepower, but anyone who's driven one knows it was severely underrated. It looked the part too, with bold graphics, shaker hood, and fender flares. In a fading era, this Firebird still burned bright. Number 6. The Chevelle SS 454 LS6. This car was Chevy's answer to everything. The LS6 454 was the most powerful factory engine Chevrolet ever made at the time. 450 horsepower, straight out of the showroom. It was raw, fast, and intimidating. The Chevelle was the perfect mix of muscle, brute force, and classic American styling. It didn't just walk, it stomped.
Here.
Number 5. The 1969 Chevrolet Camaro SS396. Not the rare ZL1, but the people's muscle car, and still an absolute legend. This Camaro had a 396 cubic inch V8 that could put out up to 375 horsepower, depending on the version. It had the looks, the sound, and the performance. If you were a street racer in the late 60s, this was the one to beat. It still dominates car shows and collector garages to this day. Number 4. The 1969 Mustang Boss 429. Ford built it for NASCAR. It sold just enough to make it street legal. The Boss 9 came with a 429 cubic inch semi-Hemi V8, shoehorned into a Mustang by hand at Carcraft. Officially rated at 375 horsepower, but many say it pushed over 500. It was wide, mean, and rare. Only 1,359 made. The Boss wasn't just a Mustang. It was a beast in a tailored suit. Number 3. The 1971 Plymouth Hemi Cuda. If muscle cars had a final boss, this would be it. 426 Hemi V8, 425 horsepower, a snarling, thundering, tire-shredding monster. Plymouth didn't pull any punches with the Cuda. It had the muscle, the looks, and the scarcity. Only a few Hemi convertibles were ever made, and they now sell for millions. Coming in at number 2, the 1969 Dodge Charger RT, made famous by Dukes of Hazzard, Fast and Furious, and Bullitt. The Charger isn't just a car, it's a pop culture icon. With a 426 Hemi or 440 Magnum under the hood, it had the power to match its bold, wide stance. From car chases to car shows, the Charger defines muscle car charisma. finally, at number 1, the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Designed by Carroll Shelby, this car was a Mustang with attitude and bite. Powered by a 428 Cobra Jet V8, pushing out 355-plus horsepower, it was fast, loud, and aggressive. More than that, it carried racing DNA. The GT500 turned the Mustang from a sporty coupe into a true street legend. It's no wonder it's one of the most sought-after muscle cars ever built.